Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kay, and we are
the FI Resellers. And we have a what sold video for you. And so we're gonna share our 5 top sales from this past week so that you can be on the lookout for them in thrift stores as you are out shopping for your own business.
Here we have some 32 snowboard boots. 32 is the brand. And we picked these up from the bins a while ago. I remember that we got them in Austin at the bins. These we've had listed for a little while, but it wasn't really snowboard season until now. And so these sold for $41 on Poshmark. So that was an offer that was sent out with discounted shipping. So I am really happy with this sale. I'm happy that these are going out on Poshmark because it makes it much easier to pack them up than on eBay. We don't have to worry about, finding a huge box and all of that. One thing that we are often looking for is, snow items like ski items, snowboarding, any sorts of snow winter activities. Those items can go for a good amount because they are expensive originally. And so people will buy them secondhand, especially if, they have already bought a pair of something and they're just trying to replace it. That is a great spot that resellers can be in. So if you are at the thrift store and you see something like snow or winter themed, for those types of activities, you should definitely look it up because they can be worth good money. Okay, so here we sold a Scotch and soda. This is a pajama blazer. And I found that out when I looked up comps on this. I took a second glance at it because I know that Scotch and soda is a pretty good brand. I've heard that it doesn't always do great, but this looked really interesting, and because it had extra stuff on the label, sometimes that means within a brand it's a higher end of the brand, and so that was why I looked this up. And I found that these were going for pretty good money. I actually did a Google Lens search while I was in the thrift store, and I found this exact blazer. I guess you call it a blazer. That's what they call it. It's a very lightweight one, but I saw this exact piece had sold for about $40 on Poshmark previously, and so I decided to pick it up. And it sold really quickly in less than a week for $45 on Poshmark. I had it listed at $50. Mine was the only one in this pattern that I saw, at least on eBay, and so probably on all the different platforms, and so I priced it kind of high. And it sold with an offer from our bot on Poshmark, so we're really happy with this sale. I'm excited for the person to get this. It does have matching pants. I didn't find those at the thrift store. I did look around for them a little bit, but I was kind of rushing to get out of there. You saw this in the most recent haul. If you watched that video, if you haven't, you should check it out. It was just a couple things that I picked up, out in the morning with my baby. So if you are a mom and a reseller and want to see, how I'm doing it, you should check that video out.
All right, so what I have here is a golf bag with a few clubs for a girl. It's got a putter, a 5, 7, 9, and a driver. So I got this for about $8 at a garage sale. I wanted to try to get it for $5, and we met in the middle at $8. I listed it pretty quick to try to get a quick flip, and sure enough, I got $35 plus shipping on eBay. So pretty quick, pretty good. I saw that the comps were pretty decent for this particular set for this brand, so I decided to pick it up and take a chance on it. So now I have to pack it up, which is gonna be pretty interesting. I'll let you know how it goes. It's not pretty. I had to Franken box it. It's about 45 by 11 by 6, and it's going UPS. It's kind of down the road in Texas. I'm gonna do UPS, and it'll be about $26. So not terrible. The driver is really the longest piece, and that's what made it a little more expensive than it probably should have been, because it added like 6 inches to the freaking box. But oh well, it worked out.
We have 2 sales that we didn't take clips of us packing them up, but we wanted to share them here with you so that we could tell you just a little bit about them and why they were such great sales. So the first one was this Abercrombie & Fitch wool sweater, and it sold for $44.70 on eBay. So that includes shipping. The reason this sold for so much is it was 100% wool. It was a very classic style of Abercrombie & Fitch. I think it was maybe 90s Abercrombie & Fitch or even like the 2000s. And so that kind of vintage Abercrombie & Fitch back when, before it was more like a mall brand, it was a little bit of more preppy and it was higher quality back then. And so people are looking for these vintage items from Abercrombie & Fitch, and so they can be worth some good money. So if you see something and it's Abercrombie & Fitch, but it looks kind of different than what you might see at the store now, the tag looks different, the tag looks older, you should look it up because it might be worth some good money.
So along with the story, we sold it midweek and we couldn't find it for like 2 days. Bad. And we were just searching and searching and searching, and we spent so much time wasting our time trying to find this thing. And it turns out it was just on the floor in the corner. Because we had sold it before, it got canceled, and then we misplaced it when we were doing inventory, but we didn't put it back in its place. So there's a lesson learned there that we should really just keep up with our inventory when things get returned, just put it back in the right spot. Then we won't have this issue because we knew where it was supposed to be based on our spreadsheet, but it was not there, and it was pretty much nowhere else to be found until we cleaned up our areas and finally found it. But you know what? It is what it is. We made the money. I think what we were most worried about is that we had to maybe cancel this on eBay. Not that we would have lost a profit, but the ding on our account. We just really hate canceling things on eBay. And if that happens over and over again, eBay will really punish you. So we really try to keep up with eBay as best we can. So yeah, we were really sweating there. We almost had to cancel it. Like seriously, the last day we found it and it was like, oh my gosh,
yeah. Well, because we had this happen to us previously with another item and we canceled it, and then like moments later we found the item, and so we were like burned by that. So we were thinking, we're not gonna cancel, we're gonna keep looking, because you know how that goes, like once you stop looking for something, you find it. And so that just was a lesson for us. But let us know down in the comments, are you also like, we're kind of naturally messy people, and so with reselling, it can be hard to stay organized. So let us know down in the comments. Are you a messy person? Is it hard to stay organized with your inventory? Let us know how that's going for you down in the comments, because we'd love to just commiserate with you. Okay, the next sale that we had was another really good one, and it was the Zero Zone kind of hunting puffer jacket. And it sold for $44.45 on eBay. So this jacket came in a box that we got from Scott, the Cha-Ching King. He gave us a box when we had our daughter of inventory, and this was an awesome piece. It was a puffer jacket, but it was orange on one side and camo on the other side, and it was reversible. So it had two really great things going for it. And I believe that when I was looking at comps for this brand Zero Zone, a lot of people were putting walls in there. So I don't know if it is somehow related. I didn't have that in my title, but it seemed like they are, you know, either it was renamed or it's a sub-brand under walls. So that's definitely something to be on the lookout for. Hunting stuff goes really well, and this had, you know, it was a puffer jacket, so it was stuffed down, which is amazing. That is also a high value, you know, thing about an item. And so we were really excited for this sale. And we'll link the video up here of us unboxing that inventory box from Scott. It was so fun to unbox that. We've listed all of those items, and so we are just selling them off, and it's been such a help to our business as we, you know, come back from, you know, becoming new parents and are getting back into our business a little bit more each, you know, week and all that. Okay, so here are our numbers from the past week. We sold 21 items for a gross revenue of $575.65. Our cost of goods was $44.52. On Poshmark, we sold 7 items for a net profit of $101.30. On eBay, we sold 13 items for $190.74. On Facebook, we sold just 1 item for $7.61. So in total, our net profit from the past week was $299.65. So
not even $300.
Not even $300. So a pretty bad week.
Very bad week. This is like unusually low.
Yes. So I'm not sure what happened. We are, you know, listing as much as we are, but you know, some weeks are just up and some weeks are down, and that's life.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird because everything else has been pretty consistent in terms of at least $400. So I don't know. It's just pretty weird, but we're not going to speculate as to why. We have seen some other people kind of having down weeks as well, but I guess maybe it's just the ebb and flow of reselling. Who knows? We just gotta take it as it is and just focus on the things we can control.
Exactly. And you know, you can come up with all these reasons why, but the fact is that like you can only change so much in your reselling business. You can list more, you can list differently, you know, different items, you can
get, you know, higher quality items.
Get higher quality items. You can list on different platforms. Like, there are all these things that you can do, and you know, you can test out all these different things, but it's really going to be based on what you do rather than like what's going on outside of your control. So but leave us a comment down below if you also had a down week. We'd love to just commiserate with you down there, you know. Yeah, we're just commiserating in the comments. So the comment section will just be, you know, all of us just suffering together. So it's fine.
We will say that one of the things we've been focusing on this week is a very special project that will be revealed hopefully by the end of the year. So that's something to be on the lookout for. We'll definitely announce it on our social medias and whatnot, but that did take up quite a lot of our mental energy and our kind of like focus in terms of what we're doing with our lives. Just be on the lookout. It's very exciting. So hopefully you'll be excited when that comes out too. All right, now it's time for our segment on building wealth, where we tell you a little bit about what we're doing with this reselling money. And this week we put the $8 of profit from Facebook Marketplace into the total stock market index experiment that we've been going on for over a year now. And it's actually up from last week, but still down. Still not great, but better than last week. We'll see how it goes by the end of the year. We'll keep you updated. And what we told you last week is that we're taking questions and kind of answering some questions based on what our experiences have been. So we'd like to share one with you and just kind of talk about it. We spoke about Scott the Cha-Ching King earlier. He was the one that left the first question, so we're going to read it here. If you could make one recommendation to someone or a couple who wants to earn money selling things online, what would it be? I think the most obvious thing that comes to mind is sell things that are in your house, things that are free, things that you've already paid for. If you're trying to recoup some of that money, then doing that online gives you a wider audience than just doing a garage sale, right? So directly answering the question, it would probably be stuff that you already have, doing it online so that you have a hopefully global audience with eBay, and make sure that you're pricing it well. And you should really think about your goal. If someone is starting out, if they want to sell it for a lot, maybe it won't sell fast, but if they want to sell it fast, then they'll probably have to sell it for a little bit cheaper than most people are. So when you're building wealth, you do have to consider goals. We'll always try to tie it back to building wealth when it comes to these questions. So it's trying to think about what your end goal is, trying to figure out the strategy, and then executing on that strategy. That's how we've always tried to do things when we have goals, and this is really not that much different.
I would actually give different advice in terms of like what would be my one recommendation.
Yeah.
My recommendation for someone who is looking to start selling clothes online or really anything online is to learn how to research comps. That's number one. So to learn how to use your eBay app or your Poshmark app, I tend to use the eBay app because it gives you a little bit more data in terms of the items, the number of items listed, and then the number of items that have sold within the last 90 days. So to be able to look at what's listed and then to see what things have actually sold for, and to see, you know, the difference in how many are listed and how many have sold. I think that that is the number one skill that you can have, and that enables anyone to be able to go somewhere and find things that are undervalued and be able to, you know that they have value to be able to sell them online. So what I would recommend if someone is looking to start out is to go to a thrift store, hopefully like a really big one, and just go piece by piece and look up, you know, on the eBay app, look up each piece until you get kind of second nature at it, and you start remembering the different brands, you start remembering the different things. Start big and then you start learning, so then you can start skipping things on the rack and things like that. But to, you know, start by just really getting in tune with how to research comps.
Questions like these are great because you get both of our answers, you get both of our thoughts, and hopefully they'll be different every single time. And that's what we want to do. We want to try to give you different perspectives, bring you some value in terms of thinking differently, whatever it might be. Especially when it comes to building wealth, we'll try to tie it back to either business or personal lives. Hopefully this segment is going to evolve and we'll take more questions as they come, but we've decided that we want to try just one per video so that we can kind of go a little bit in depth on each of them. If we answer too many questions, we might run out of questions, but you're always welcome to submit more questions. We'd love to know more about what you're curious about. things that maybe you'd like our opinion about for whatever reason. We are not experts by any means, and we're never going to give financial advice, but giving our perspective, our experiences is not necessarily advice in any way. We can't tell you our experiences because maybe it'll spark some inspiration or something that might help you in your future. We're really here to help as best we can.
Exactly. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you liked it, and not just us that you liked it. And leave a comment down below, you know, how are your sales this week? Were they down like ours? And what would be your recommendation to someone starting out selling online? We'd love to hear your comments down there and chat with you there. And if you aren't subscribed, you should consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of our YouTube community.
Yeah, keep that passion burning, y'all. We've decided that we're going to do one What Sold video every 2 weeks now so that we can have better content, and I'm spending less time editing. We can do more substantial content, bring you better value, but also be able to have more time editing other videos. So it's kind of a give and take. We are kind of overwhelmed with a lot of other things. So we really appreciate you watching all the way until the end, because now you know. Otherwise, you'll not see us next week on Monday, but we will bring out more content the rest of the week and, you know, other weeks ahead. So we really appreciate you watching. We are so glad that you are with us watching. And, you know, we wanted to maybe do this at the beginning of the year, but why wait when we can just start now and give you better content? So that's kind of where we're headed. Hopefully you continue to join us. We appreciate you so much, and we're always rooting for you. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Oh, we also got a new camera. We also got a new phone, business expense only for eBay, Poshmark, and other reselling things, and for video. So only business expense.
Got a work phone now, a working woman.
Yeah, so that means higher quality videos.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't show too many
hopefully blemishes. It doesn't show our pores. Can you see our pores? Let us know. Leave a comment down below.
Anyway, that's where we're at.